For some, this is all the warning you need. Others may need a little more convincing. Truth is, by this time, it may be too late. Now that we're in severe weather season, there's 3 simple words that may help keep you safe. Ready, set, go.
You get ready in an outlook with a moderate or high risk. You get ready for severe weather. A tornado watch says that the atmosphere is set. That means you need to tune in. Make sure that you keep abreast of the situation throughout that period of that watch. Then a warning means go to shelter.
It comes as no shock that forecasting the weather isn't always easy. Mother Nature always has a curveball hidden up her sleeve.
2006 right now is paralleling that of 1999. And then second to that was 2003. And remember, 2003 was a big year, northeast Kansas, northwest, and central Missouri for tornadoes.
We've been very quiet. We've had 3 total reports of hail in our local area in the month of May. This will be the 2nd year in a row it looks like that Oklahoma will go down with almost no tornado activity whatsoever, and that's almost unheard of.
This uncertainty makes our job not only difficult, but sometimes stressful. Take, for example, 2 months ago, on March 12th, when the deadly tornadoes ripped through the area. Although predicting tornadoes is the hardest part of the job, we generally know ahead of time that severe weather is on the horizon.
Right now, the Storm Prediction Center has us in a slight risk, and I agree with that, not just for Saturday afternoon, but also for Sunday afternoon.
But we're not alone. The Weather Lab is also a partner with the National Weather Service.
And most importantly, I think the technology in the broadcast spectrum has improved tremendously. I always like to tell folks that at the Weather Service we have a relatively easy job in that we decide to issue a warning. The hard job is selling the warning, getting people convinced.
And he's right. Convincing is difficult in the fact we're trying to inform you of a dangerous situation without causing panic. Which now brings us to the ready stage, preparing the platform for our daily job. While the Weather Lab brings you an overview of a daily forecast, the National Weather Service helps out more so when it comes to the hazardous side of weather.
The hazardous weather outlook just simply is a discussion of what do we expect today? What types of storms may form? When will they happen? What's the most likely threats?
The Weather Lab partnership with the National Weather Service ensures that we're a step ahead to make sure you're ready for when severe weather threatens. From Tornado Alley, I'm Zach Paul.
One of the first cardinal rules of meteorology is to look out the window.
With a clean window and an eye on local observations, I traveled to Norman, Oklahoma to take a more direct approach to what exactly the Storm Prediction Center does for mid-Missouri.
Well, the main responsibility for the Storm Prediction Center is to forecast severe adverse weather. But our main responsibility is to forecast severe thunderstorms across the 48 states, and we do that by issuing daily severe weather outlooks out to 3 days. We also do that by issuing the severe thunderstorm and tornado watches for around the country.
I wanted to find out what exactly went into issuing these watches.
We look mainly for where there's moisture, there's instability, in other words, the ability for air to rise rapidly. We also look for a lifting mechanism like a cold front, warm front, or dry line. The dry line being the discontinuity between very warm, moist air and that of hot, dry air just behind it.
What is it that separates a thunderstorm watch from a tornado watch?
You're looking for the change of direction, wind direction with speed and with height, so that when you do get a thunderstorm, it has like a corkscrew effect on the storm, forcing it to rotate. And it's those type of rotating storms or supercell storms that produce tornadoes.
Now that we've figured out what exactly the SPC looks for, I wanted to see if our local National Weather Service office could add more light.
When we get into an environment where we think a watch is necessary, be it a severe thunderstorm or a tornado watch, everyone that serves the area, the local weather offices get together with the Storm Prediction Center on a conference call. We put up a graphic that shows where we think the watch will be, and we talk about it. Should we have the watch here? Should we not?
Paying closer attention is a good way to stay aware of what could happen. Besides KRCG, Dan says NOAA weather radios are also a good way to keep alert.
70 miles per hour.
Make sure NOAA weather radio is set to alarm for not only your county, but maybe county to your west, so you can get advance warning that a storm is approaching that could produce a tornado.
The atmosphere is now ready and set. From Tornado Alley, I'm Zach Paul.
I always thought tornadoes don't come by water. And I mean, I was told that since I was a little girl. And evidently it does.
As Dixie Glenn quickly found out, water does not keep you out of harm's way. The area of Gravois Mill and across the lake to Barnett was badly hit. Despite damage to their dock and to their house, the Glenn family survived. Situational awareness is the key to saving lives.
The more that the people know what's going on, the better chance they have to either A, get out of the way, or B, get into a place of safety.
One of the best tools we have for severe weather is Doppler radar.
It gives more detail on what's going on within the storm, both structure-wise and also looking at the velocity, being able to see the actual rotation within the thunderstorm.
Mike said that with the help of the Doppler radar, it's allowed warning times to increase from 4 to 5 minutes in the mid-90s to 12 to 14 minutes today.
Over about 90 to 95% of all the tornadoes that develop in northern and western Missouri do have a warning out with them before they develop. There are a number of warnings that do come out without tornado touchdowns, and those are the ones we're most thankful on because those are the ones that ultimately had high potential.
Repeating, a tornado warning has been issued until 4:15 p.m.
When preparing these warnings, the National Weather Service uses what they call the trifecta: Doppler radar, spotter reports, and nowcasting. They use all these to look over current conditions to determine which one to issue.
Nighttime severe weather is more dangerous than daytime weather, not because it's more severe or produces more damage, but simply because folks do tend to go to bed, and it makes the weather a little more dangerous in the sense that you really have to be more aggressive with the bells and whistles and the warnings.
One lesson that should be taken from this is that the human eyes are one of the best tools for severe weather. While technology is advancing and radars are improving, Doppler radars still aren't able to see ground level.
I don't think any kind of radar will eliminate the necessary need for ground truth. I think the need for storm spotters to verify what we're seeing on radar is always going to be there.
That's why when severe weather hits, the mobile weather team deploys into the elements, bringing you firsthand what the storm is doing. This way you get advanced warning to go to save shelter.
I will never, ever forget that sound. And now every time the wind picks up, I don't know, it's just kind of scary.
From Tornado Alley, I'm Zach Paul.